meeting to order. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to this edition of the Board of Commissioners meeting. I would like to remind everybody that this is a public meeting and we are being recorded via video and audio. And if you do come to the podium to address the board, please do so with your name and address for the record. Awards, recognitions, and correspondence.
None?
I did have one, but I didn't bring it with me, so I'll use it next meeting.
Okay. Approval of minutes and previous minutes of September 21st, 2022.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Got a motion, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Any additions to the agenda?
No.
Okay. Public input, recognition of visitors for anything that's not on the agenda. Okay. We'll go into our business items. Number one, the Pendleton RCDC grant. And I think we have somebody who's going to talk about it. Mr. Hull, come on up.
Be very happy to, sir. My name is Joseph Hull. I'm Vice President of McCormick Construction here in town. Also serve on Planning Commission and as President of RCDC. RCDC, sorry?
Would you just say what that stands for?
Yeah, absolutely. RCDC is Roundup City Development Corporation. It's an entity that has been in place since, I believe, the 70s. I know formally in 1982. RCDC's banner is to help create jobs in the city of Pendleton and to improve our community. The project that I presented to you the other day is for a sports complex, a regional sports complex that would be located here in Pendleton. Went through a schematic drawing with you folks, with you commissioners the other day that I was very proud to present to you that would increase the economic stance of the region. I believe with this sports complex we'd be able to bring teams and coaches and interest in way of big tournaments to Pendleton to enhance our region. It would benefit the local schools in this entire area, give a place for softball tournaments, baseball tournaments, soccer tournaments, and hopefully eventually a football stadium and more. So.
I think I told you the other day that you wouldn't need to say anything, and here I asked you to come and talk, so you did fantastic.
I'm always happy to.
Who would get, we approve this, who gets the check? Who do we write it to? Is it RCDC?
Yeah, RCDC is the spearhead of putting the
That's
project
that's
together.
Financial holders of the
Financial oversight agency?
Do we have an oversight agency?
No, I mean, is that the fiscal
Who are the
agent?
funds going through, the fiscal?
RCDC for now, yeah. Roundup City Development Corporation, yes, sir.
Okay.
Right.
And we're gonna carry the lead on the project till it gets to a point where we basically within RCDC we have former owner of Pioneer Title, we have attorneys, we have all of the entities that would be needed to do a development, and me as a general contractor. I think we're well set to carry the project forward until at least phase one is completed. So.
Any questions?
Mhm. Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. What we didn't tell you, if you look at up there, was the amount is $100,000.
Outstanding.
So,
Thank you so much, gentlemen.
thank you.
Our pleasure.
Look forward to seeing that complex.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Do you want me to explain one more item? Where the funds are gonna be used, these funds?
I think.
Good.
I understood from the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we're good.
To purchase the property.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're good.
yeah, so we'll put it to good use right away.
Perfect. Thank you so
I
much.
think
Appreciate
it's
your
good-
time, Joe.
Thank you,
It is
John.
good to specify the property acquisition
Yeah.
for the record.
Yeah.
And it is on the painting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Number two, it actually says EOTEC Grant, but I don't believe it's EOTEC. Is that?
That's a short, it's
That's just the
actually-
property.
That's the, okay.
It's made to thrive, Heroes at EOTech.
Yeah.
Okay.
and I can go through that if you guys want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
HEROES is, and don't ask me what the acronym stands for, I can never remember, but what it is a 9-field complex that will set up on the grounds owned by the city of Hermiston, the EOTEC grounds, what we all know now as the parking for the fair, which the fair continues with the parking in perpetuity. But HEROES will have soccer and lacrosse fields for a total of 9 of them with a championship field. They broke ground about 2 weeks ago. They have secured water. They're close to getting to their funding goals, and they actually just opened up funding about 6 weeks ago, and should hit their goal within the next few weeks with the pledges that they have. So this is also $100,000 for kind of the same thing Joe discussed, is regional sports facilities. And from somebody that's observed and participated and had kids and grandkids participate in these and traveled to them throughout not just the region but the West Coast and a little bit beyond, these do generate economic benefit quickly. It's like in the Hermiston area, the motels and the proposed new motels are being driven by construction at this time, but the construction is generally not a weekend event, which these sporting events are. So you get heads and beds for a full opportunity. Lacrosse is huge in the Hermiston area, in the west end of Umatilla County. It's a growing sport, and the tournaments, again, looking at geographical, kind of the hub of the Northwest, will make that even more attractive. I always like to look at these sporting events and sporting venues and kind of compare them. If you have the Farm City Pro Rodeo and Umatilla County Fair, we probably have on the grounds anywhere from 15 to 30 security people at all times. You have a sporting event like this and you may have one. They're high impact, low maintenance type economic development that carries over. So I would move for approval of the HEROES/Thrive Grant, $100,000.
Can we change that to Hermiston Oregon Sportsplex?
Sure.
Okay, second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Well, I think it appears that they don't, they're kind of for different reasons.
They are,
different
totally,
sports.
and actually managed differently.
Sure. Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, number 3, road renaming.
Thank you, Commissioner Schaefer. Tamara Ross with the Planning Department. My agenda item here before you is for a condition of approval for the Royal Ranchette subdivision filed by Hoot Royer to rename the existing Southwest I Avenue to Horizon Lane. This does include and did include a public comment period of 14 days, which we had received no agency or landowner notification or comment. Excuse me. Additionally to that, there are no address corrections or renaming or reassignment of addresses for the Southwest I Avenue. I suppose that would conclude my agenda item if there's any questions.
Tamara, I have a quick one.
Yes.
The new, or the renamed road's a public access road. The new access, subdivision access road, would that also be a public access road, or would that be a county road?
Yes, there's a public access. It's a 50-foot.
Okay.
There's a variance included in that, so it would remain to be a 50-foot.
Public right of way. For public access road.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Even though you didn't get comments, I did have several calls on this, but I've had that conversation. So I would move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 4 is a grant extension. That's you, Bob.
Sorry. I wasn't sure. Bob Walder, County Planning Director. The item before you, Commissioners, is from the Athena Weston Education and Resource Enhancement Grant Program, or AWARE. We met last year and selected numerous projects for the 2022 year. And one of those was City of Weston's Parks and Rec Department is making improvements to the city's park kitchen. And due to some supply shortages and contracting issues on getting a contractor selected, they aren't quite as far along as they had hoped, and so they requested an extension. The AWARE committee members voted to recommend approval by the Board of Commissioners on October 4th. So the items before your consideration to extend their grant for an additional year.
So moved.
Second, could you make us aware of the shortfall?
I can't remember the amount. I believe it was 16,000. Does that sound right?
That's the amount of the
The
grant.
original grant,
16,000.
yeah, the original grant was 16,000. They're not deviating from that amount. The request stays the same. They just need to, they would like to request that we can extend it for another year, their project.
Which
Actually,
we've
the
got
grant was
history
for
of.
slightly less than that.
It's 15,819.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a little under 16,000. But like you said, the request is not to change the amount, just how long they have to complete the project.
Yeah, that's
And-
correct.
And we have a strong history of doing it, so I sit on that board as well. Okay, we've got a motion, a second. Was there any further discussion?
No.
Okay. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, can I request the floor for just a second?
Sure.
Dan, this is starting to get worse.
Yeah.
Is there, I know that if we change it, we clear it up sometimes it doesn't, but it
We're
seems-
looking at replacing it. I was trying to get a bigger one, but I gotta talk to maintenance if we can fit a bigger one in there.
Okay, no, just wanted to bring
It
this
is on
up.
our
Is
maintenance.
it, did that help? That helped.
Yeah, but
For a
it'll
little
come
bit.
back.
I can't.
So is it a software or hardware issue?
It's the driver for that unit. It's an issue with that TV.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Thanks for the floor.
Burn day authorization, item number 5.
All right, the next item before you is, we've received several questions from agriculturalists who are looking to burn, wanting to know why we haven't had a burn day in a while. And part of that is because of the determinations are made on a daily basis, and it's based on weather conditions. And although we've had, nice days with minimal winds, that's led to air stagnation. And so the formula that's used to determine if it's a burn day hasn't been favorable to allowing burning. And so this request would be for the commissioners to consider allowing burning, actually starting yesterday, Tuesday, October 18th through Friday, for agricultural burning only. Residential burning would still follow the regular burn designations, but this would give farmers who need to burn their last stubble fields and whatnot before the rain set in an opportunity to do that. So it's up for your decision whether or not you would like to open up burning for the next 3 days.
I strongly make this motion. Getting a lot of calls.
Second.
I'd like,
If I may add one, Commissioners, if I may add one more thing, like I said, it would only be for agricultural burning, and property owners within a fire district would still need to follow their fire district regulations. So we can't override those.
I'd like to thank Bob and Doug and everybody for the hard work on getting this done as quickly as you did. Thank you very much.
Got a motion and a second. So all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Did you vote?
I said aye.
Oh, okay. Motion carries.
Oh, yes, he voted, yeah.
Yes.
I voted cautiously.
Elections payable ballots, item number 6.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dan Lanai, Director of Administrative Services. Before you is payable for the, I gotta make sure which one I have because we have several of them here. So this one's for Ryder for printing our ballots, which is an expenditure that we have to do all the time, so it is budgeted and planned for, but it's well above the $5,000 limit. It's $21,000 there, and it's just what we expected.
You know, it's a shame we go through this expense to print that many ballots, yet we're only gonna get a handful back. So,
Well, hopefully with this election, we'll do better.
I'm hoping, I'm hoping.
We will see on that.
Okay.
Move for adoption. Approval.
Second.
Got motion second, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Elections payable maintenance.
Yeah, the next one before you, Commissioners, is for the maintenance on OCVR, which stands for the Oregon Centralized Voter Registration System. And so it's our voter registration so people can move between counties and we can easily make sure they're not voting in 2 different counties and all that. And so it's housed at the state, so we pay the state. Each county has a portion of that payment. It will be going up in the next year or so as they implement their new centralized voting system, which is supposed to be tentative to go live July of '23. And there will be an increase on that, but I still see it below $10,000, I think, from our estimates right now on what that will be. But the current one is for $7,776.
Move for approval with questions.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second?
These mandated costs just drive me nuts, but what, do you have any idea what the statewide share is, or the state's share is? Maintenance of the statewide?
I believe, you know, I was just talking to Multnomah County the other day. There is a spreadsheet that has it all listed down. And the state is supposed to be paying their half.
So they pay
And then the
half
county
of
is
it.
supposed to be, the counties are paying the other half. And I do know Multnomah County pays over $100,000 for those because we were in a different meeting I was with some of those and they brought up that their bill came too and theirs was over, you know, 6
So
figures.
we're saying just the maintenance on this system is well over $200,000.
Well, it's probably more like $500,000, I think, or something, but I'd have to see.
Gotcha. Thanks, Dan.
So I can provide that information for you.
Just
Yes,
if you happen to have
I
it.
think it'd be, we can inquire as to whether or not state's paying their share.
Yeah, remind me, and I will do that. Going through all this, I might forget by the time I get back to the office there.
I'd be surprised if the state is paying their fair share. Item number 8, elections records request.
Oops, I skipped over that one. All right, so we talked about this before. The way our fee schedule is set up for these election requests, we've received a lot wanting official or ballots of official, copies of official documents, meaning ballots. We have that set at 25 cents, but some of the other counties are actually doing it as just cost of time. And we discussed that the other, in our meeting earlier this week about going to, for these type of requests, for the request of the ballot images, to be just the cost of reimburse us for the extra time to do so.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Can you clarify whether or not we voted on the maintenance?
Louis? Oh, did you vote on maintenance one?
Yeah, we did vote on that, didn't we, Doug?
I thought so.
I thought so.
I thought so too.
But yes, thank you.
Making me doubt myself over here.
Well, there's two maintenance ones. There's one election maintenance and then there's one facilities maintenance.
One went for Ryder, for
Yeah.
ballot printing, and the second one was to the Secretary of State's office.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're at maintenance payable, item number 9.
So this is a payable for replacing the actually failed fob what we'd call our controlled access system at the developmentally disabled and juvenile facility up there. And it's to Unitech for $23,834.72.
Just for clarification, this is the item we tabled last time, so. Okay, any questions?
No, I'd like to thank Dan, move for approval.
Second?
Got a motion and a second?
I'd like to thank Dan for the thorough explanation of where and how we got here. That was
Appreciate it.
circuitous at times, but thank you.
Agreed. So, we did vote on that one too, didn't we?
No.
Not
Okay.
yet.
So all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. CC Facilities Payable, item number 10.
These here are for the new facility, the Community Corrections Facility in Hermiston, there for lumber, actually for part of the framing for the inside of the building.
In the amount of $5,135.06.
Move for approval?
Got a
Second?
motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next one in front of you, Commissioners, is for getting the RFP. Oh, there you are. I was going to tell you you were quite busy, so I'll go ahead and let you.
And now you're telling us he's not.
He's not.
Morning, Commissioners. Mark
I walked
Tanner,
right into that one, didn't you, Mark?
Facilities Manager for Umatilla County. So this one is the Community Corrections for their project at the VFW Hall in Hermiston for fencing to go out for bid.
And that does have the black vinyl, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
correct. That was added.
Where do you see that? Oh, got it. Yep,
Yep.
got it. Thank you. Move for approval?
Second?
Motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 12, DD offices electrical upgrades.
So, as you know, we converted all the cells at the juvenile facility into offices, which were obviously not designed to be offices originally. So this is a request from Kim at the DD Services to upgrade the electrical on that side of the building, providing 2 circuits to each office for electric and separate lighting, and then replacing panels and upgrading an existing panel on that side of the building to correct all the electrical issues.
Offices take more electricity than jail cells?
Yep, when you don't give the kids anything to play with, they don't need any power.
Any idea, any kind of estimate on that?
We brought in, and Kim had me bring in a company that did a kind of an assessment. And they had, I think a $40,000 or $45,000 tag on it.
Was the company that did the assessment, are they gonna be one of the bidders or potential bidders?
They could be, yes.
All right, any other questions?
Move for approval?
Second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 13, jail renovation payable. Is that you two, or?
Well, I'm assuming it was under the.
What was it?
I might be able to address that.
Oh.
I
Okay,
wasn't sure what
Robert
this one
back.
was.
Oh, that'd probably be Robert.
Good morning, Commissioners. Robert Paul, CFO. In connection with the jail renovation, we are contracting for testing of the construction that's being done by the contractor. And Great Northern did some testing, I believe, of the concrete specifications, and the bill is slightly over $5,000.
Is there a percentage of completion available?
I do not have that handy, but probably I could get that.
I see the undersheriff is on. Did he want to weigh in?
My question is, isn't testing and inspection part of the original contract?
I asked that very same question of our project manager, and he said because it requires independence, there would be a conflict for them to pay for the testing of their own work. Yeah, I frowned too, but
I'm not sure I've heard that one before.
but that was the explanation, was that it was a conflict of interest for them to be paying the inspector to approve their work.
Huh. Been around a lot, haven't heard that one.
There's gonna be a lot more inspections, we have to pay for all of them?
I believe we will, yes. Well, inspections of this nature, probably
Yeah.
not some of
I don't think there's any others.
I think most of this is probably grout and concrete and foundations, but
Now I know, when I put a house in, I remember having to pay for my inspections.
anyway, move for approval.
Second?
Got a motion, second, all in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, item number 14, jail refrigeration request for proposals.
Is anybody from the jail on?
The undersheriff.
I think
I don't know if he's able to, he might be having computer issues.
I know enough.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning,
Good
Ken.
morning.
Under Sheriff.
How are you guys today?
Good.
Hey, I'm here with Captain Franks, and he can speak on this item.
So basically, the refrigeration, the one for the walk-in refrigerator, the units won't hold temperature. We've had to throw away lots of money in food over the last couple weeks because it doesn't keep it at a safe level. So we've actually rented a refrigerator trailer to park out back, which we're keeping food in right now. The freezer's undergoing the same issue. They're both super old. They can't get parts from them, and they both need to be replaced. Brandon got us a quote from Ledbetter's. I understand we have to go out for bid for that, but we know his quote was around, I don't remember, it was 37,000 something.
Yeah.
I guess basically, so what we're asking for is the permission to go out for bid for those units.
Move for approval.
Second?
Got a motion, second, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 How long do you, how long, I know that rental's expensive. Any idea even from Ledbetter's on how long it'll take to get the replacements?
I don't think I have a timeline on it. The bid they gave us was good for 30 days, but I don't think it said how long it would take them to replace it and get the parts in. The rental trailer's costing us about $2,100 a month.
Yeah.
So, and it's not super big. It's big enough to hold our refrigerator items. We won't have a problem unless the freezer decides to go completely down. So, as of right now, that we're making the freezer limp along. So,
Be nice to it.
we're babying it.
Okay.
Did we vote?
Yes.
We did vote on that one.
Yeah, just a question.
So 15, jail payable. Is that Captain Franks as well?
Medical bill.
Let's see.
It's the medical bill one.
Yes, sir, that's Captain Franks.
So, the inmate that was in here, there was actually a bucket of mop water spilled on the floor, and he slipped on it. I can't remember exactly. He had an MRI, a bunch of lab work. I can't remember exactly what injury he had, but that's what that bill's from. He was our inmate, so
Move for approval of medical bill $15,597.87.
Second?
Got a motion, second, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 16, position to reclass. Thank you, gentlemen, by the way. Item 16 is position to reclass out of public health, and I do see the deputy director online.
Good morning, Commissioners. Alicia Lundgren, Deputy Director with Umatilla County Public Health. Just a quick sound check. Can you guys hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. I am at the middle school today and it's passing time and I'm under a stairwell. So if there's background noise, I apologize. First item on the agenda for us is a reclassification of our clinic manager position from a half FTE to a full FTE is what the request is. The reason for the request is that we've been searching for some additional nursing supervisor support, and we've been trying to recruit a maternal child health supervisor since March of 2021 with no success. We're hoping that a clinic manager position may be something that we could recruit for. The requirements are a little bit different between those two positions, and a clinic manager supervisor, the requirements are a little bit broader. And so what we're requesting here is to move it from a half to a full-time position. We would post for 4 months and see if we're able to get any applications in. If we do not, then the posting would get pulled and we would go back to posting for the MCH supervisor. And part of why we're kind of taking one off and putting the other one up is just for budgetary reasons to make sure we don't overextend ourselves. And so looking to hope to get one of these filled, and we'll see if recruiting for clinic manager might generate some interest. But that's what we're proposing. Any questions?
Any questions?
No, I move for approval.
Second.
Okay, motion is second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I think you're up again.
I am. I've got the next 2 items for purchases. The first one is the purchase of a new copier. Our copier in Hermiston is broken and we're currently using a rental from Pacific Office Automation. And we're requesting to purchase a new copier that'll go into our Pendleton office, and then our Pendleton office copier will go to the Hermiston office. We tend to use that cycle with our copiers because we tend to use the Pendleton one more. So that's what we're proposing for this purchase.
Okay, any questions?
No, move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion is second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Begin.
All right. The next item that I have is for purchase of technology equipment for our conference rooms in our new Hermiston location. So as you guys are already aware, we just moved into the new Hermiston City Hall building. With that new space, we have a large conference room and a small conference room space available for public meetings that were for meetings with other community members or community entities. And both of those rooms are currently empty. And so we're looking to add computers to them, OWL units for teleconferencing, meetings, and TV screens.
I did have the opportunity to tour that during the ribbon cutting, and that space, you guys have done a great job on that space. I think it's gonna work well for you. So congrats.
Yep, toured it myself. It's really nice. In fact, it'd be nice when the fobs get fixed.
Absolutely. It's really exciting to be in that space, and everything's getting pieced together. And starting in November, we're going to be open there 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday. So we're excited to have more hours, and certainly having these conference rooms up and running will be great too.
That brings up, you just said Tuesday through Friday. Are you working 10-hour days then?
Some of our staff are, not all, but most of our clinic staff are on 410s, and it's Tuesday through Friday is when their schedules are. And so our public hours will be 8 to 5, Tuesday through Friday.
Excellent.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion is second. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
19, board payable.
This is before the board due to the dollar amount. This is the annual membership dues and the annual contribution to Northeast Oregon Water Association for $22,000.
Money well spent. Any questions? Okay, I'd entertain a motion.
That's not my area.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion is second. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 20, pipeline valves, invitation to bid.
This is seeking board approval to go out for an invitation to bid. This is for the central pipeline project. This is for valve components. There's a listing there of the valves that would be included in phase 1 of the construction of the pipeline.
I will actually make a motion for approval on this one.
Second, who's the administrator of the RFQ? I mean, do you,
We have several
okay,
administrators at this point,
Got it.
but the county is primarily the main one. But there are contracted individuals that oversee it and will be the design. They're the ones that put this together.
okay, so it's kind of engineered,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 21, pipeline pump station gear invitation to bid.
This is a similar request as to the last one for the central pipeline project. Authorization for invitation to bid is sought for the pump station electrical gear package.
Again, I would make that motion for approval.
Second with a question. Does this come out of our original allocation for them, or is this more additional?
Which allocation?
Well, we gave some money to the pipeline project, right?
Yeah, it's part of the budgeted expense that will be paid in part by the county.
Any other questions?
Yep. I wish I could get cleaner quicker.
It is.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. We have a
We have a
motion.
motion and a second.
Yeah, that's where I was just headed. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Okay, we have hit the end of our action items. Any final thoughts from commissioners? Commissioner Doran?
I have none this week.
Commissioner Murdock?
I guess I should give a real quick recap. I did spend the last week in Washington DC, spent time with Corps of Engineers, BLM, 2 associations, the National Motor Freight Traffic Association, and then also the National Truckers Association. Had just an incredible meeting with DOT and FHWA, with quite a few secretaries, but also some program administrators in the room. That meeting was set up by DKS and Merchant McIntyre. Very good traction there. But also spent some time with Congressman Bence's office and others. Got to visit a demonstration project out in Winchester, Virginia, on both the RUC and a little bit of digitization of a state road that Virginia actually is probably further behind than the state of Oregon on highways digitization, and obviously their county roads are, if you get to northern Virginia and southeastern Virginia, that there's rural areas very similar to what we got, a little more population, but lots of public access and lots of rural county roads that very similar to ours. They're very interested in participating, even though there's no room to do that right now. But in our digital program, they will not be kept informed all the way. Anyway, it was a great trip. I've been telling people it was a great trip because legislators weren't in town, and I was able to get a lot more done with that, especially with agencies not having to respond to other items and other requests. Corps of Engineers and BLM. Definitely frustrating meetings, but at least I think productive on the outskirts of making sure that they know what's going on. Probably not locally, but at least with their regional leadership. And so I thought very productive.
Good. Say nothing?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing, and you mean it.
He does mean it. Okay, I have nothing either, so with that, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.